What is going on, guys? JFC here. We're back with the tier list video. FUT Centurions. I have used every single FUT Centurions player. I'm going to rank them here on this tier list. We've got 5 tiers, S tier being the best of the best. Hard to get an S tier. We're talking pro players might want to use this card. Top 1% cards in FIFA go into S tier. A minus. Very, very good cards. Very usable. Fit the meta pretty well. Okay being just a solid okay card. Nothing too crazy. Not the worst card ever. Not the best card ever. Fun tier being maybe they're not the best card ever, but you could have fun with them. And then fodder, obviously we know what that means. We were pretty spoiled with the winter wildcard team, or well, both teams really, over the last couple weeks, where a lot of cards were in like the A minus tier and a few made an S tier in both times. This one I have a feeling we might not have as many. This promo doesn't look quite as good, and there were a few cards here that just didn't play very well in game. At least, of course, this is just my opinion, but we are going to start off actually pretty well. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Trent is coming in at 213,000 coins. I'm actually a little surprised he's this cheap. I figured he'd probably be a little bit more than this. I guess it's probably just because Kyle Walker and Cancelo are so meta and they're already play that position as well. So maybe that's kind of why. But Trent Alexander-Arnold has fantastic stats. The passing's there. The defending's there. The physicals are kind of there too. 78 strength is okay. 80 aggression's okay too. All around fantastic card. Not to mention 4-star, 4-star. Trent in game has a body type that isn't like indicative of his real life body type. He's very like stocky in game, which really helps him out. I think Trent is honestly going to go in the very top of A minus. He's borderline S tier for me. Trent is I might need to use him for a little bit longer to see if he's actually better than Kyle Walker. There was a little bit of time, I think this weekend, where I was going to put him in S tier. But as time went on, I just think he's not quite as good defending-wise as a Kyle Walker is. He's very close to S tier, though. Trent is very good. I'd highly recommend trying him. Next is Arnold, and Arnold is going to go straight into fodder. This card's not the worst card ever, all right? He's got pretty good defending, 86 interceptions and solid physicals, but there's just not much here to make you really want to use this guy. Only 10k, nothing much more needs to be said about Arnold, really. He's just fodder. Bastoni is next. Bastoni's coming in actually above the 86 price, so he's 24,000 coins, about 10,000 coins more than 86 is. If you look at Bastoni's in-games, they're actually pretty good. Best stats being 90 reactions. That's always good for a center back. Pretty good defending all around. 87 interceptions is great. 85 strength, 87 aggression, also pretty good. And the passing is not bad. Also 6'3", so he's got that tall presence at the back. And Bastoni for me was not bad by any means. He's gonna go in okay. Bastoni was fine. Didn't notice him being too great. Didn't notice him being bad by any means. So I think he's gonna go into the okay tier for me. The Rat King himself is next. It's Ben Yedder. Ben Yedder coming in at 475,000 coins or so. The 5-star weak foot, of course, is there. The dribbling is absolutely outrageous. 96 agility, 96 balance, 92 finishing, 89 short passing. Ben Yedder really doesn't have many shortcomings other than the fact he's just not very tall in game. Outside foot and finesse and flair, chip shot. I mean, you just go down the list. This Ben Yedder card is absolutely insane. It's so meta. EA knew what they were doing with this one, but it's very close. But Ben Yedder is not going in S. He's going in A minus. Ben Yedder for me, is almost that perfect striker. Ben Yedder is really close for me. He was very good. Don't get me wrong. He was very good. I put a hunter on him and he gets to, 95 sprint speed, 96 acceleration with 99 finishing. But I think what lets him down just marginally, right? I'm splitting hairs here. Ben Yedder's obviously a sick card, right? And I just felt like he wasn't quite quick enough. I don't know what it was. He's got 96 acceleration, 95 sprint speed. So was it a me thing? Could definitely be. But he just feels like he needs to go on top of A minus. All right, you can yell at me in the comments. Hasebe is next. He's going to fodder. This is one of those cards where in the promo where I was just like, I just wasn't very good. Once again, doesn't look like the worst card ever, but just you're gonna find better out there than that Hasebe card. Joaquin is next. The old man. I was very curious to try this card out. It actually looks really good. 87 pace, 87 shot, 91 passing. Look at the in-games and they are pretty nice. And that pace split is actually pretty good with 91 sprint speed. So with the hunter, he's going to get to max sprint speed, which is actually pretty crazy. 4-star, 4-star, go along with finesse shot trait. Always nice. And Joaquin, you can kind of picture where he's probably going to go, right? He's just he's played okay. A lot of cards out there will probably do exactly what this card does. It's just kind of there's nothing really that separates him too much from the pack, but he's not bad. Kind of simple as that. Jordi Alba is next. He's 96,000 coins. He's got pretty good stats with good passing to go along with solid dribbling for a fullback. Defending and physicals aren't outrageous, but they're pretty good. Because you put a shadow on him anyway, right? He's gonna end up with almost max pace and 93 interceptions, 91 standing tackle. It's not too much of a problem with that by any means. Only 5'7" though. I prefer taller fullbacks, just the way I am. I've used attacking fullbacks for most of the year, and I just tend to like the ones that are taller. And I think Jordi Alba was fine, but I don't think there's anything really more than that. I didn't notice him. I'd rather have had Cancelo in there. I think I'll go on the top of okay, though. I think maybe on like the old gen version, he might be better. You'll have to let me know if you love Jordi Alba on the old gen version. That would kind of make sense to me. Kimpembe is next. Kimpembe is coming in at 463,000 coins. I'm just gonna warn you guys right now, when more people start using this card and it gets a little bit cheaper, you are not gonna want to play FIFA. All right, I'm warning you right now. Kimpembe's our first S tier player. This center back was stupid. I mean, he was stupid. You guys always know gold Kimpembe's mad OP at the start of the year. This is gold Kimpembe, but like mixed with Van Dijk. I mean, it makes no sense. His Kimpembe is absolutely amazing. 93 strength, 95 aggression on a Kimpembe card is stupid. I would like this card to not be in the game, please, EA. Can we remove it? I don't want to come up against this next weekend. I just don't want to. Mini release Lucas Vasquez is coming up next. This Vasquez card in the Hullet gang, so a lot of potential in this card, really. Can play right back, but also right wing as well. Vasquez just looks like a very solid card all around, right? Like solid passing, solid dribbling, decent defending, pretty good pace. 88 pace for a right back is solid. He looks more like a center mid, and that's where I played him. I put him as a right back for really one game only, and I played him as a center mid because I feel like that's kind of a better position for him almost. And Vasquez was good. He was good. I'm not going to put him too much higher than that, though. I think okay fits for him perfectly. I think for that price, you can try him as a midfielder. I use him in the 4-4-2 as a center mid. That kind of role was nice for him. I think if he had high work rates, he would probably go an A-, but his high medium work rates is kind of why he might be in the okay tier and why he didn't feel quite as insane in game as maybe he has in the past. James Milner is next. 27,000 coins for this Milner card. They didn't really, I figured they'd give this Milner card a little bit better stats, honestly. I was kind of surprised to give him 78 pace and 83 stamina on James Milner. Like, dude, prime Milner, like, never stopped running. I don't know what 83 stamina is all about. I know it's not supposed to be like their prime version, but you know what I mean? Like, when was the last time we got a good Milner card, right? And Milner looks like a DM more than like a box-to-box center mid. He can play right back and left back, but you don't really want to play him there because he only has 78 pace. That's the main problem with this card is his pace. He doesn't feel fast. He just doesn't feel fast. Go along with 78 agility, 83 balance. He just doesn't feel fast, which unfortunately, like, I wish this was not a problem, but that is more of a problem. Miller's going to go in the back of okay. He's not quite fodder, but I think that you can find a lot better as a defensive midfielder or a fullback in the Premier League. As much as it pains me because I want Miller to have a fun card, he's like almost fodder. He's in like the back of okay. Neuhaus is next. I think that's how you say it. Neuhaus. He's also fodder. I played him as a center mid. I don't really know where to play him, and he just felt like what you'd expect a shit promo card would feel like in the middle. If there's a role for him that you know and you like, let me know in the comments below, but I just think he's fodder. Now we got Neymar. Of course. We were waiting on a promo Neymar card for a little while. We've only had a team of the week up until now, and Neymar pre-patch, I didn't like. I'm gonna be honest, like pre the lengthy meta kind of like going away, I just didn't like Neymar at all. I really didn't. I didn't like Messi either because they were literally glitched. Like EA released a game where these players didn't work. That happened. That was real. But this Neymar now he's S tier. It's just how it is. Neymar's S tier. I used this card for a few games and I just bought his inform back, and his inform just doesn't leave my team. It's just an insane card. I didn't notice much of a difference between this one and the inform. I really didn't notice very much of a difference, but they're both S tier anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, Neymar is insane, and trust me, if you've not used him yet, give him a try. Pellegrini, also going into fodder. Pellegrini, I just didn't know where to put him. He actually looks like he has decent stats, right? 86 dribbling, 84 pace for like a center mid, 4'4", 6'1", but like I just didn't notice him at all in there. When you look closer at him, it's not too surprising. Like, other than passing and dribbling, there's not a whole lot redeeming about this card. The shooting is meh, the defending is meh, and the strength and aggression 77s on both is just okay. Maybe he's a better cam, I'm not sure, but he was fodder for me. Fabio Quagliarella is next. This might be my first hot take of the video. I was really debating this one because Quagliarella, like this, I just have always wanted to use Quagliarella is always a really fun card to use in FIFA. He always has been. I was trying not to be biased with using this card, but I think he's I think he's going to back of A-. I'm gonna be honest. I'm trying to put my bias away here. I loved using this card. I'm gonna be honest, I loved it. He's got finesse shot trait and outside foot, two of the best shooting traits in the game. All around, look at the pace splits. 92 sprint speed, that's always good. 87 finishing, 93 shot power, fantastic. The passing is good. 88 short passing, 82 stam, 81 strength, pretty solid dribbling. Agility might want to up a little bit, but like, I thought he was good. I thought he was really good. If you guys used him and you guys thought the same thing, let me know. Maybe it was just me, but I think Quagliarella is going in the back of A-. Rebic is next. He's a card I was pretty excited to use. I actually packed him. He's 28,000 coins. I was like, well, I love guys who are strong and okay. I like players with high physical stats And anti-Rebic has 91 aggression, 87 strength. So he's got both those things. Also to go along with 90 acceleration, 95 sprint speed. That's a good combination there. 87 finishing, 90 shot power. This card looks really good on paper. Also outside foot shot trait. Looks very good. But I had a similar thing with the other Rebic card. I think it was last year. I want to say it was last year that had very good stats. He was just fine, but nothing more for me. I'll go on top of okay. I use him as striker. Maybe I'm using him in the wrong position. Maybe he needs to be a winger. Maybe he needs to be a cam. I don't know. But Rebic has always been okay. But he just doesn't feel... his dribbling's always felt a little bit off for me. But I feel like I need to try him somewhere. And he might be like really good if I use him in a right kind of role. Wojciech Chesney. I just put pretty much all goalkeepers go into okay for me. And Chesney was just fine. I didn't notice him being good or bad, to be honest. All goalkeepers are like pretty negligible in my opinion. And Chesney was right along the same lines. I thought he was fine and nothing more. Those goalkeepers in this game aren't very good anyway. Jamie Vardy is next. And Vardy, they almost did him really dirty with those first stats that came out. But the other stats came out, gave him +2 pace and shooting, so up to 90s in both. When you look at Vardy, you can kind of tell what player he is, right? He's just going to run and he's going to finish. He's going to be a Timo Werner. They made him 4-star, 94 finishing is always great. The thing about Jamie Vardy that really makes him good though is he gets shooting animations. I noticed this with the card last year he has. When there's certain cards that have really high base finishing on their gold card, their special cards get like special animations. I'm sure you guys are like familiar with what I'm talking about. If you play the game a lot, you know what I mean. And Vardy gets those. His shooting is what makes him go into the A- tier for me. I actually think Vardy wasn't that good outside of shooting. I'm gonna be honest, like he was like fine outside of shooting, but he didn't feel like a great dribbler. He did not feel like he was an amazing passer. Felt like he was fine, but the finishing on Vardy is always so good. And they gave him outside foot shot, I believe. Maybe I think he just has outside foot shot, but he's got outside foot shot on this card. And Vardy's finishing, you'll know what I mean when you use him. If you've used him, Jamie Vardy's finishing is elite stuff. And that separates him from being in the okay tier. Like I was gonna put him into okay tier, and in the last few games I used him, he was just scoring goals, and I was like, damn, most cards do not score at these angles. On a weak foot or like a finesse shot at a weird angle or something like that. But Vardy definitely is right in that cusp of okay and A-. I've not used Terrier, so if you've used Terrier, let me know and down below if you like him or not. I will admit I've not used him. I've also not used Gulashi because I was like, I don't really care to get the Gulashi card. Let me know what tier you guys would put Terrier in if you've done him. We have Mahrez though. Mahrez is he's going right into A-. Similar to what I was saying about Jamie Vardy, there's some cards that get just special animations in certain ways, right? With like high base stats. Mahrez has 90 dribbling as his base gold card, and his dribbling in games always been elite because of that. Obviously 94 agility, 92 balance, and 93 dribbling is obviously insane. But just even then, adding in, he feels like a Messi does on the ball. What I mean by that is just there's things he does that most cards don't do. They just don't do. Even if they have the same exact dribbling stats that Mahrez has, Mahrez does different things. It's just similar to Messi in that way. He's not S tier because he just doesn't have quite enough pace and the shooting isn't quite high enough. But other than that, I think Mahrez is like the perfect A- type card. I think he's probably worth the price. I know he's expensive. A lot of people have Fodder at the moment. So if you want to do that rehab Mahrez, you sure can. I think he plops right into A- pretty well. On second thought, I'm actually going to move Jamie Vardy to fun. And the reason being is that Vardy, I think there's all 4 of these cards are just better than Vardy in the A- tier. Like, and so I kind of want to separate them. And Vardy obviously can be very fun to use in FIFA because he's Jamie Vardy, right? And his shooting is great, so you definitely can use him. But I think that I feel like fun maybe is more of kind of where he belongs. Let's look around here. Other than that, we got Neymar and Kimpembe S tier. Absolutely, that's not going to change. Yedder. Right on the cusp, yep. Yedder, Trent, Mahrez, Quagliarella. Quagliarella gets in the A-. I'm going to keep him there. Mad respect for Fabio. Rebic, Vasquez, Alba, Joaquin, Bastoni, Milner, and Chesney into the okay tier. And Fodder, Arnold, Hasebe, Neuhaus, and Pellegrini. Which ones of these guys am I wrong about it, right? I'm sure you guys have used some of these cards and you completely disagree with me. That's totally fine. This is just my opinion. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys would move any of these guys around or you think I've got somebody way too low, way too high. I love you all. I'll see you in the next video very, very soon. Peace.